Good morning, Deerfield residents. We wanted to visit with you today through our touchdown video and give you an update on some things that we think are important. More than anything, we just wanted a way to communicate with you and to say hello and to hopefully get your feedback. And so during these unprecedented times, we wanted to give you an update of what we're doing here at Deerfield to improve services, to keep the quality high, and most importantly, to keep you safe. And so Matt Monaco is joining us today. Matt, would you give us an update on what we're doing from a sanitation perspective to keep resident food handling safe?
Absolutely. So we've taken two approaches with keeping residents safe from a food safety perspective. The first is with team member education. So we've really ramped up our efforts with our monthly in-services, and we're doing those much more frequently now. Additionally, we are offering serve-safe food handler training to all team members in culinary, and not just the management and key full-time team members. Everyone is getting certified through the ServSafe organization. Additionally, for our daily infection control practices, we have gone beyond our typical sanitation, soap and sanitizer solution, and we've added a disinfecting formula to that. So we do our typical cleaning regimen, and then we disinfect on top of that, wait the appropriate amount of time, and then we sanitize on top of that.
That's great. Matt, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about in terms of the quality of the culinary experience, the accuracy of the order, the variety that we have in our food?
Yes, first I'd like to thank the residents that I've heard some very positive feedback from the residents regarding the quality of the food and the attentiveness of the team members delivering your food. So thank you very much for the positive feedback. And I have heard a number of concerns about missing items in the boxes. And I want to assure the residents that we are doing everything we possibly can to improve our accuracy. And I think that's improved quite a bit over the last week or so. And we're going to continue to monitor that. Additionally, as you know, but prior to COVID, we had 2 restaurant menus and the Haps Bistro menu, and it just wasn't feasible to try to offer that much on the menu for a delivery service. So we really had to compress what we have available on a daily basis, and I want to make sure that the residents have ample selection and nice variety to choose from. So if there are any concerns with the variety, or if just anything you'd like to see on the menu, please just give me a call or send me an email, and I'd be happy to talk to Chef about it.
Fantastic. If you have any suggestions for Matt, if you have any recommendations, would you send those? You have a couple of opportunities to give us feedback. You can use the touchdown application, and you can send us email directly through that. You can use the suggestion box, and if nothing else works, you can always call the front desk and leave a message with them. Thank you, Matt. Bob Wirtz is our Director of Community Services. Bob, do you want to give us an update on what's going on with environmental services and with some of the projects we have going on, our Wi-Fi project and maybe some others?
Absolutely. Good morning. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. So in housekeeping, the housekeepers have started disinfecting the common areas on a regular basis, 4 times a day. In the team member break room, housekeeping goes in and they disinfect all the tables and touch areas after the large breaks are over. Housekeeping has also allowed residents to pick and choose if they want housekeeping. We have several residents who have said, we don't want to have housekeepers come into our apartments. And we have some residents who say they want to customize the cleaning for their apartment. We discontinued the deep clean, at least a month ago, because we just didn't think it was necessary to have multiple team members come into apartments. The maintenance crew, they're still doing work orders. We have seen a small decline in some of the work orders, but it's been an opportunity to get things done that we've always kind of pushed back. And so there's a lot of progress being made there. With upcoming projects, James and I have had phone calls with home office IT and also with the company that's going to be doing the installation. So we're still moving that forward because we didn't want to see a delay, so that whenever this ends, we can still have, you know, the Wi-Fi moving forward. The next step is the company that's going to do the install. We have allowed them to come into the building, but they're only coming in to where the demarc is. And what that means, we have Wi-Fi that comes in from Hickman into one of the garage storage areas where our computers are at. And they will come in and kind of evaluate the fiber that's coming in, see how they're going to make the connections. And then they also have the drawings of the entire building that they're reviewing and coming up with the plan to do the installation.
That's great. You've also been very involved with helping to get groceries and supplies for residents. Can you tell us if a resident needs something, how they can go about doing that and ordering that?
Absolutely. So several weeks ago, we recognized that residents may need certain items to get them by until family members can get their grocery orders filled. So all the items that were originally in the grocery store are still available, and then we added some. There was a grocery list that was sent out, I'm going to say 4 weeks ago, that residents could order from. We've added some items like cereal, bread, some other things. If you want to order something, we do delivery on Wednesdays and Friday. So if you want something on a Wednesday, you can order it on a Tuesday. If you don't have your form, you can call down to the front desk and just tell Jan off the list what you want, and then we fulfill that. And then the same thing for Friday, you can call down on Thursday. Probably one of the biggest things that we're seeing from the residents is they give us a customized grocery list of specific items from a grocery store. We're not really equipped to just have people go out and do the grocery shopping. So really the only thing we're offering is what's on that list. And like I said, if you don't want to come to the front desk, you can call down to the front desk. And if you need a copy of the grocery list that was sent out, just call Jan and we'll get one up to you.
You like to stream a lot of videos and you like to keep up with current pop culture. What are the top streaming movies or shows that you've watched over the last month?
Well, that's a great question, because 4 years ago we watched Breaking Bad, and my wife and I, we started watching that again last week. It's a pretty interesting series. Ozark is another big one that's out. If you haven't seen that, that's on Netflix as well. And if you really want to get extreme and see something that's just way out there, Tiger King is on Netflix as well.
Thank you, Bob. If residents have questions or any suggestions, recommendations for community services, how would you like them to get a hold of you?
Well, ideally it would be through the app. I've had several residents who have sent me messages. So again, we encourage residents to use the Touchtown app. And now's an opportunity while you're sitting in your apartment and looking for things to do, play around with the app and see if you can't figure it out. It isn't that hard. If you have questions specifically, you can call the front desk and ask Jan, and I will get in touch with you.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Justin, would you give us an update on what we're doing to ensure that we're providing meaningful activities for residents' enjoyment?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we have to minimize our large group efforts to continue the safety and the health of our residents. So we have started to do some outdoor entertainment. Gene Doss has come around and played for us. Bree Harkin from our health center has sang some songs. Just this last week, Beth did a fitness class outside. And all of those have been met with some really positive reactions. So we want to continue to do that, obviously weather permitting. so we do need to be careful with that. But we will try to get that communication out as much as we can on anything that's upcoming. Another very popular thing that we do on Monday, Wednesday, Friday has been our mobile fun cart. It's been very, very popular and seems to be something the residents really continue to enjoy. So that's another way for us to get out and see some faces, for us to really kind of engage with our residents as much as possible. So that's a lot of the fun things that we have going on. In May, we will be starting Movement Matters campaign as part of our Masterpiece Living process. So that'll start on May 1st. So that information will be coming out very, very soon. So it's a great way to improve our well-being, our overall health. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting campaign as well, coming up just this Friday.
Sounds great. And if residents have recommendations or just want something fun to do and they don't know what that is, you might have some ideas. How would you like residents to contact you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the easiest ways to do that is you can always contact me directly, either via email, through the Touchtown app, as well as calling down to the front desk and speaking with anybody at our front desk team members, and they can either transfer to me so I can speak with you directly. And I do try to get out into the community some, so if you need to, 6 feet apart, we can talk about some fun things that we can do and try and help you out. So,
sounds great. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, this wraps up our first edition of News at Deerfield, or our virtual town hall, whatever you want to call it. What we'd really like from you are questions, any recommendations, and then in our next meeting, we can address those and answer those and give you meaningful updates. Until then, I ask that you would follow our protocol. We've put in a lot of protocols to ensure the safety of residents and team members at Deerfield during these times. We have screenings for anyone that comes in the building. We ask you, please, if you have family members that want to visit, have them wait till this is done. Let's get through this. If it's a non-essential visitor, we will not allow them to come into Deerfield at this point. We ask you that you would ensure that you are practicing physical distancing when you're out of your apartment. We see chairs in the hallways that are close together. Please be mindful to keep that 6-foot distance. If you're out of your apartment, follow the CDC guidelines for wearing a mask. We really want to get through this time safely and ask that you would please follow those recommendations. I look forward to your questions, and I look forward to seeing you and talking to you and following up when this is all over. Thank you.